how do you manage a herd numbering in the millions across some of the driest and most expansive land on Earth? This is the question that challenges every farmer and station owner in Australia, because controlling and herding such massive livestock populations demands not only tremendous effort and time, but also enormous costs. But Australian farmers have found a bold, almost unbelievable, solution, using helicopters to maneuver vast herds of cattle exactly where they want them to go. How does this method work, and why is it so effective? Let's find out right now. In northern and central Australia, there are stations so vast that it can take hours of flying just to cross from one boundary to the other. These aren't your typical farms. They're called cattle stations, the largest livestock operations in the world. Some, like Anna Creek Station in South Australia, cover over 23,600 square kilometers, more than 14 times the size of New York City. Depending on the season and weather conditions, they may hold anywhere from 20,000 to 100,000 head of cattle. So, how do you manage what is essentially a nation of cattle? One. Traditional herding methods, using dogs, horses, or vehicles, often fail, especially in Australia's rugged and uneven terrain. That's where helicopters provide a practical solution, allowing farmers to monitor and cover enormous areas quickly and efficiently. The first step in helicopter herding is locating the cattle. Pilots fly over vast stretches of land, spotting herds from above. Once located, the helicopter swoops low, using sound signals to direct the animal's movement. The noise from the rotor blades encourages the cattle to bunch together and move toward a predetermined location, such as a holding yard or gathering pen. The speed and maneuverability of helicopters make rounding up herds many times faster than any ground method. Using helicopters to herd cattle delivers remarkable efficiency and saves farmers huge amounts of time. In a single day, one helicopter can cover hundreds of kilometers and gather thousands of cattle, a task that might take days or even weeks with traditional ground-based methods. According to many station managers, helicopter mustering can cut labor costs by 70–80% compared to traditional techniques, especially when dealing with herds numbering in the tens of thousands. However, while helicopter mustering offers many advantages, it also comes with significant challenges. Operating a helicopter is extremely expensive, and not every farmer can afford to use this method regularly. Fuel costs, maintenance, and the need for skilled pilots all add to the financial burden. Weather conditions can also affect efficiency, and the noise may cause stress to wildlife. To address these issues, pilots and farmers must maintain a safe distance and use careful techniques to guide cattle calmly, rather than forcing them into a frantic run. Even with regular mustering runs, there are always the troublemakers, cattle that break away from the herd and hide kilometers away. In such cases, pilots scour every area, from dense scrub to dry riverbeds. Once a stray is found, they lower altitude, tilt the aircraft, and use noise pressure to drive it toward ground crews waiting below. In some situations, helicopters are even used to physically airlift cattle back to safety, secured and carried beneath the aircraft straight to the station or a safe enclosure. In today's agriculture, pressured by climate change, labor shortages, and volatile markets, this method has proven to be an optimal solution for many large-scale cattle operations. You're probably familiar with modern, large-scale pig farms, where everything is controlled down to each square meter of pen space, right? But today, we're introducing a fascinating new approach, outdoor pig farming. Let's watch the video below to see how it compares to traditional indoor pig farming. What does an outdoor pig farm look like? As the pig industry faces growing challenges, environmental concerns, animal welfare, and stricter consumer demands, a quiet revolution is taking place: mobile pig farming. Unlike the cramped, antibiotic-heavy barns we're used to, this new model brings pigs back to nature, blending mobility and smart tech for a fresh leap in clean food production. For decades, industrial pig farming has dominated the global food scene. Thousands of pigs are raised in enclosed barns with strict controls on temperature, feed, and antibiotics to prevent disease and boost growth. But this model has major drawbacks. First, the environmental toll, especially methane emissions, contributes significantly to climate change. Then there's animal welfare. Pigs confined for life suffer from stress, limited movement, and higher disease risk. Lastly, consumer habits are shifting. Modern buyers, especially in big cities, now demand clean, antibiotic-free food with clear traceability and ethical standards. Facing this reality, the industry is seeking new paths built on sustainability and nature. And mobile pig farms are leading the way. One standout example is Folly Farms, a well-known outdoor pig farm in the UK. Instead of housing pigs indoors, they use mobile homes, small, movable pens. Each pig gets its own room on fields spanning dozens of hectares. This model blends outdoor farming with mobile infrastructure. Instead of fixed concrete barns, farmers use mobile shelters, often modified containers, truck beds, or modular pens on wheels, allowing rotation across fields in phases. First, they set up strong fencing to ensure safety while raising hundreds of pigs outdoors. Pigs roam freely on pasture, getting sun, air, and daily exercise. They root around, forage for worms, insects, grass, and roots, natural behaviors suppressed in confined systems. Pig waste spreads across the field, naturally enriching the soil and reducing pollution. This model not only supports the environment and animal welfare, it also produces clean, flavorful, antibiotic-free pork, which high-end markets crave. Each week, pens are moved to fresh grass using tractors, maintaining hygiene and preventing soil degradation. Pigs eat homegrown grains, vegetables, and whatever they find in the field. Notably, the entire process avoids antibiotics. Folly pork is now widely sold in Europe's premium supermarkets. Beyond clean standards, this model boosts local agricultural branding and product value. So, what are the real benefits of this unique system? It brings immense value to UK farmers, not just economically, but in animal welfare, sustainability, and meeting market demand. Free-range pork is prized for its quality. For eco-conscious consumers, it's the top choice. Farmers can sell pork at higher prices, boosting profits. Whether raised indoors or outdoors, pork remains a dietary staple, easy to cook, tasty, and rich in high-quality protein, vitamins, and essential minerals. A familiar and healthy food choice. Do you know how Brazilian farmers graze millions of cattle on pasture? It may seem like a traditional grazing method, but in fact, it is combined with modern methods to restore grasslands and achieve more sustainable livestock farming goals. Today, we invite you to explore free-range cattle farms in Brazil to see how millions of cows are cared for. Free-range cow farm, Brazil's most sustainable farm. Brazil ranks as the world's second largest beef producer and leading exporter, accounting for 27.7% of the global market. With a herd of over 234 million cattle, it is the cornerstone of the Brazilian economy and a major source of rural employment. Brazil is also one of the world's leading producers of grass-fed, free-range beef, with approximately 88% of cattle raised on open pastures. Brazil's large-scale cattle pastures are among the most extensive and famous in the world. Livestock use vast grasslands, especially in areas such as the Cerrado, the Pantanal, and the Amazonian fringe. According to reports, Brazil has more than 167 million hectares of grassland. Many farms have an area of more than 10,000 hectares. Some large farms in states such as Mato Grosso or Pará raise thousands of cattle each year. Seeing these grasslands with your own eyes, we can see how vast they are. Thousands of cows are free to graze on the fields without too many people caring for them. This helps reduce labor costs and the cost of industrial feed. They also have easy access to clean water in the grazing area. Recent years have seen major changes in beef production in Brazil, moving from extensive grazing systems to more sustainable intensive operations. High-yielding tropical grasses such as brachiaria have been introduced in Brazil to improve cattle health, meat quality, and reduce costs. Improvements in pasture rotation and degradation control have helped protect soil health and prevent erosion, laying the foundation for long-term sustainability. These operations have increased productivity while minimizing environmental impacts such as deforestation and greenhouse gas emissions. In addition, Brazil has developed an integrated crop livestock system, creating a crop livestock forestry model that is emerging as a sustainable model. This integrated model increases land use efficiency, promotes biodiversity, and diversifies farm income. Crops provide shade for livestock and support animal welfare. In addition, cow waste can also be used as fertilizer for crops, ensuring fertile soil for better plant growth. In general, sustainable livestock farming requires the application of measures to minimize environmental impacts, such as rotational grazing, agroforestry, and the preservation of ecological corridors. The Brazilian beef industry has made strides in animal nutrition, with mineral supplements and high-energy feeds ensuring the health of cattle all year round. The provision of nutrients makes cattle healthier and increases their resistance, helping them adapt better to the harsh environment of this region. When the cows meet slaughter standards, traders will purchase the cows from the farm and transport them to the processing plant. There are currently many high-capacity meat processing plants in Brazil, including JBSSA, which operates more than 35 beef processing plants across Brazil. The large capacity can process thousands of cows per day. To achieve high processing efficiency and quality, the brand controls every stage from cattle procurement to processing and distribution. They invest in rapid chilling systems, vacuum packaging and frozen logistics to maintain the freshness of beef products. Grass-fed cattle farming not only supports animal welfare, but also produces high-quality, hormone-free beef that is supplied to brands such as McDonald's, Burger King, and high-end retailers around the world. In addition to local consumption, Brazil exports large quantities of beef every year. Brazil is now the world's largest beef exporter, with major markets including China, Egypt, Hong Kong, and Europe. Brazilian beef is often marketed as natural, antibiotic-free or organic. Beef exports bring in $10 to $13 billion a year, supporting millions of jobs from raising cattle to transporting and processing beef. Did you know? What happens to a pig after it leaves the farm before it becomes those neatly packed slices of pork you see on supermarket shelves? In today's video, we're going inside a state-of-the-art pork processing plant, where every step of the process is monitored by AI, automated robots, and real-time data systems, all under the strictest food industry standards. Today's high-tech meat processing facilities are more than just the endpoint of the supply chain. They've become a crucial part of a fully integrated production ecosystem that starts right from the farm. In advanced countries like the Netherlands, Denmark, the US, and Japan, pig farming is closely managed using technology. Every pig is tagged with an RFID chip at birth, allowing for full traceability throughout its life, from its breed, diet, and vaccinations, to weight and date of shipment. All this data is stored and synced with the processing facility's systems. When it's time for transport, pigs are moved using specially designed trucks with optimized temperature and humidity controls to reduce stress. This isn't just about animal welfare, it's a critical factor in meat quality. Stress before slaughter can increase lactic acid levels in the body, which can make the meat mushy, discolored, or give it an unpleasant odor. Once inside the plant, the slaughtering process begins. But this is nothing like the brutal, outdated scenes many still imagine. Modern facilities use humane, high-tech methods to replace old practices. Pigs are rendered unconscious using either CO2 gas or a quick electrical stun, which knocks them out within seconds. This ensures a more ethical process and enables precise, efficient slaughtering immediately afterward. After stunning, robots, programmed for near-perfect precision, perform the neck incision. Within seconds, the blood is drained to prevent clotting and preserve the meat's color and freshness. At large-scale facilities, throughput can exceed 1,200 pigs per hour. That's one pig processed every 2 to 3 seconds. The scale is astonishing, even a bit chilling. A decade ago, hundreds of workers were needed to stand along the conveyor belt, cutting and separating meat manually. Today, 90% of those tasks have been automated. Robotic arms equipped with 3D cameras, pressure sensors, and machine learning software can adjust cutting angles based on each pig's anatomy. From skinning, gutting, and bone removal to separating belly, shoulder, ribs, and more, each task is performed with near-perfect accuracy. On top of that, AI systems now handle internal organ inspections, detecting signs of disease or bacterial contamination by analyzing images and biological data. If a liver shows signs of fatty degeneration, or lungs appear damaged, or intestines show signs of infection, the affected parts are immediately removed. Human involvement continues to shrink, not due to labor shortages, but because machines can do the job better, faster, and cleaner. Once the pork has passed through slaughter, separation, and rigorous quality checks, it moves to the final, but no less critical, stage: packaging. Here, technology again plays a key role, not only in protecting the product but also in maintaining freshness, extending shelf life, and ensuring transparency for consumers. In high-tech factories, pork is packaged in cold rooms to prevent external contamination. One standout innovation is MAP, which replaces the oxygen inside packages with a mixture of nitrogen and CO2. This slows down oxidation and bacterial growth, helping the meat retain its red color and freshness for 7 to 14 days under refrigeration. Moreover, automated labeling and QR code tracking systems are widely used. Each package comes with full information: meat type, processing location, packing time, expiration date, and a scannable traceability code. Consumers can scan the QR code to access the entire history of the product, from where the pig was raised, to when it was slaughtered, and under what standards it was processed. Yet behind this impressive technological landscape, ethical questions still arise. The industrial-scale slaughtering of millions of pigs daily raises concerns about the emotional detachment in modern food production. Even so, it's undeniable that technology has improved working conditions, reduced exposure to hazardous environments, and brought greater transparency to the entire meat industry.